Hey, what's up everyone? So Danny and Alex here today. We just got back from Albany, New York this past weekend for the North American Grappling Association Grappling Championship. That's the NAGA event. Great event, lots of competitors, good caliber. Alex competed in not one, not two, not three, but 4 divisions. All right, show them what you got. We brought some hardware back. First place, advanced kids, sword. Show them the sword, Alex. The samurai sword. Beautiful. Alex always wanted to earn one of these swords, so instead of buying one, we went down to NAGA, got first place, and earned the sword. He also got a second division, gi as well as no-gi, and also earned gold in the no-gi division. All right. And then we also decided to do 2 additional divisions. Alex was quite tired, but it didn't matter. We went on and we got double silver, gi and no-gi, in the 3rd and 4th divisions. That's the advanced and expert divisions for the kids bracket, 10 and 11 years old. Congrats, Alex. You did amazing. We're going to try to make a small footage of those highlight videos, but for now, we want to talk about some no-gi stuff. No-gi, applicable for Jiu-Jitsu as well as wrestling. And I think the most important thing that people forget is they always want to learn takedowns, techniques first, because they see something on YouTube or on videos and they want to try to duplicate or replicate that technique themselves. But I feel, as in any styles of martial art, especially when it comes to Jiu-Jitsu, no-gi Jiu-Jitsu in this case for this tutorial, the most essential, the most important thing that I always preach to my students are the basic fundamental skills. Those are the most essential things you have to learn, and these are more principles and concepts. But we're going to do a series of 3, 4, maybe more videos. We'll see. We're going to start with this video talking to you about the stance, and we're going to start right now. All right, so as stated earlier, during the intro, we talked about the most essential skills or foundations, which is the stance is going to be the first video, first tutorial. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss a beat, and we'll also get notified of the future videos we're going to do, number 2, number 3, and move forward progressively into the basic stance for no-gi Jiu-Jitsu as well for wrestling as well if you guys are wrestlers. But in this case, I want to talk about some of the stuff we noticed in Alex's last tournament, because his first fight was no-gi, and in the no-gi division, there was no one in the kids advanced division, so Alex had to move up 2 weight classes. All right, so Alex actually weighed in at 72 pounds, and he had to fight kids that were in the 80 to 89. So his first opponent was 89 pounds, and then he had to fight some bigger kids in another weight class, 22 pounds above. I think it was like 94, 95 pounds, but he got gold in both of those divisions. So we're going to evaluate some of the stuff that we've been working on, that I've been working with Alex a lot, and that's the principle of having a correct stance. So let's start with the basics, okay? So I'm going to have Alex demonstrate the proper foundation of a no-gi stance, okay? So now, the first thing I like the athletes to do is always have a square stance. This is a parallel stance. If you look on the ground right now, you'll see his toes are pointing one beside the other, approximately shoulder width or slightly more than shoulder width apart. I like the athletes to have butt out. Make sure your head is high, shoulders are square, elbows are in. This stance is more for a defensive maneuvers, okay? So for example, if your opponent's going to be shooting in, this is a perfect situation where you can easily sprawl, place your hands in front of you and shoot your legs behind you like this, okay? So that will stop double leg takedowns or single legs. Now, the stance will really help you to move around your opponent, okay? So in a future video, in the next video, we're actually going to talk about footwork and whatnot. But right now, this is a good essential skill to have. Look at yourselves in the mirror and make sure you have a proper foundation of your stance. If Alex turns sideways now, so you'll notice his butt is sticking out, his elbows are in, he's looking in front, head is up. You don't want your head down so that way there, someone's going to start dragging your neck downwards in the collar tie position. So you want to have the head up so that way there you can see your opponent. And your elbows are in tight so that way there it's hard to have arm drags done to you, okay? Like a T-Rex position. Now, we have the first position, which is the square stance. The only downfall, there's a small caveat of the square stance. It's that it's not really an offensive position. This is going to be a good position for defensive maneuvers, such as sprawling, okay? The only time you're going to get really offensive with this stance is when your opponent's going to come to you or lean onto you with his hands, like grabbing your shoulders, popping his palm onto your forehead, or trying to grab wrist control, okay? The second stance is going to be more from the front of the camera now, is what I call the normal stance or staggered stance, okay? So it's going to have a regular combat base, a regular combat stance. One foot is going to be in front of the other. Sometimes I like to coach Alex having his left or switching to his right stance in this case, okay? So it's going to be the same posture. The only difference now is one foot is placed in front of the other. A lot of times we refer to this as the drop step, okay? So that means his lead foot is dropping forward for his shots, for his double legs and whatnot. But in this position, he's going to be in a much better position to start shooting, attacking the legs for shots, double legs, single legs, getting his high crotch techniques, getting that what we call in wrestling the penetration step, which is the lead foot going in between the legs and then cutting the angle to bring your opponent down. So from the side, Alex is going to show that staggered stance. So once again, always have your lead foot pointing forward. A lot of times athletes have the front foot pointed inside at a 45, and that's fine as well if you're comfortable. I always like to say the stance has to do two things for you. Number one, it has to be very comfortable, because you're going to be fighting for 3 or 4 minutes, sometimes 5-minute rounds, sometimes more in the advanced divisions. And it also has to be something where it's natural for you. So of course, depending on your body size, your height, and your structure, the stance or the width of your feet is going to vary slightly. But in this case, Alex is doing a good position of his stance for Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, or NoGi in our case, what we do. All right, so one more time, we're going to show you guys how Alex gets into his nice square stance, feet together in the same line. This is a more defensive. Keep in mind that this, in order to become offensive with this type of stance, your opponent needs to come at you or lean onto you. And then if he switches to a more offensive position, which is the staggered stance or combat stance, in this case, going to have either the left or switching to the right foot forward and the same structure. And notice from the side, one more additional detail I forgot to mention is you want to have your back straight and not too rounded forward. A lot of athletes sometimes have their rounded back like this, and the head will be down. Alex is going to have a proper structure here. If I were to place a stick on Alex's back, it should run the same line vertically against the spine, and his head is high up. And a lot of times we like to shrug our shoulders up too to kind of prevent that collar tie position. Okay, so in the next videos, we're going to talk about motion, footwork, as well as some of the ways we like to enter for wrist, neck, and body control. All right, good job, Alex. So this is the type of stuff that I like to work with my athletes when we're doing Jiu-Jitsu, NoGi, or even for wrestling adaptation. In the last tournament, a lot of the parents were coming up to us and asking if Alex was actually a wrestler. And we don't wrestle. We've never competed in wrestling. It's just that we like to apply some of these concepts. And in my opinion, the concepts of combat, doesn't matter if it's applicable for mixed martial arts, wrestling, catch as catch can wrestling, or in our case, Jiu-Jitsu, with or without the gi, the same applications of proper foundations are always applicable in each art. Okay, it's very important. Those are the basics, and that's the foundation that you guys need to have to make sure you progress into the more sophisticated techniques, such as throws, arm drags, takedowns, and all of the Jiu-Jitsu techniques that we're going to show you. All right, so we hope you enjoyed watching, guys. Make sure to leave a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content. Leave us a comment in the comment section below if you have any questions or you'd like to see anything in particular. Don't forget, we're going to be doing video number 2 and video number 3 progressively right after this one. Take care.